What is up, everyone, and welcome to another video here on Dota Alchemy. Thank you so much for tuning in. And in this one, we're going to be throwing it back to our series Meme or Meta. We're going to let you guys decide after we break down this replay of one of the most interesting position 4 heroes making the rounds in high-level pubs. And that is, of course, as you can see on your screen, CLINKZ. And this CLINKZ is being played by Crit, who happens to be the #1 MMR player in the entire world right now. He's been spamming a ton of CLINKZ, a lot of core CLINKZ, but in this game he's playing 4 CLINKZ, and that's why I'm super excited to break down this replay. So before we hop into it, just a quick word from the sponsor of our video, which is Skillshare, once again bringing everyone at Dota Alchemy an awesome potential learning opportunity. Skillshare is a really incredible online learning platform that will help you level up whatever skills you might have, or perhaps even learn some new ones for a very affordable price at less than $10 a month annually. And trust me, I have been wanting to learn some new skills because I have a bunch of extra time on my hands right now, and there are so many cool things that you can explore on Skillshare. So be sure to check out the link below. The first 1,000 people who click it will get 2 free months of Skillshare Premium, which gives you access to all of the classes on the site. You can check out stuff like video editing, music production, psychology, business practices, even perhaps creating a YouTube channel. And there's so much more. I have just scratched the surface myself, and I'm really excited to continue using it thanks to Skillshare's generous offer. So let's go ahead and hop right into the content that you've all been waiting for. So like I said, we're going to be watching Crit play position 4 CLINKZ in this game. This is a very high MMR game, probably somewhere in the range of 8.2k average MMR, tons of high MMR European players. And he is supporting a offlane Tusk in this game, playing the position 4 CLINKZ. And as you can see, his starting items are 2 sets of tangos, a Fairy Fire for a little bit of extra damage because CLINKZ is so low early on, and a Blightstone. And this is going to allow him to basically just right-click a bunch. So Crit is going to begin this game by skilling Searing Arrows so that he can fight at the Bounty Rune and contest the Jakiro. And with the Blightstone, Searing Arrows is amped. Of course, it's a physical damage bonus to every single attack, 25 extra damage, the -2 from the Blightstone. And then on top of that, they have Tag Team from Tusk, which is also physical, an additional 25 damage. So CLINKZ is actually hitting for a bonus 50 damage or 90 per shot when Tusk is close to Jakiro. Very easy first blood, and he's going to actually return to lane after dying with another Fairy Fire and then a Clarity as well as a Salve. So lots of regen and a little bit of extra damage as well. And pretty much during the lane as a position 4 CLINKZ, you're looking to basically just use the orb effect of your Searing Arrows, meaning that you actually manually cast it, it's not an auto cast, to allow you to right-click anybody without drawing aggro from the creeps. As we can see right now, he is not drawing aggro from the creeps, and he is still just chasing down this PL, doing a ton of damage to him and taking a super, super intense trade, almost killing the PL at level 1. Now, once the large camp spawns, you're definitely looking to eat the big creep with Death Pact because it's an instant kill on the creep and gives you the full experience as if you had killed it. So one of the fastest ways to accelerate your farm as a position 4 CLINKZ is just to eat the big creeps every time it spawns and then use that extra damage and health to trade very effectively with your laning opponents. So basically, as a position 4 CLINKZ, you're trying to use your damage as a shield between the enemy team and your core. You want to keep them at distance, using the threat of taking really bad trades thanks to your overwhelming right-click damage. And as we can see here, with Death Pact active and the Blightstone, he's actually hitting Jakiro and bringing his armor to -2. It's -4 armor because Death Pact is 2, Blightstone is -2, and so Jakiro currently has -6% physical resistance, so he's actually taking bonus damage every single time CLINKZ right-clicks him. Searing Arrows, physical damage. Tusk, of course, Tag Team, physical damage, all being amped by that minus armor. And this means that Jakiro is going to very, very quickly feed CLINKZ some free bonus damage, because, of course, Death Pact scales now, infinitely, potentially. Every single time you get a kill when somebody is affected by the minus armor from Death Pact, you get 5 bonus damage. And that can scale very quickly if you're playing a hyperactive position for CLINKZ. And that's one of the biggest things that I noticed, is that Crit is very diligent about trying to keep Death Pact up at all times when he's about to make plays, because you want to be racking up the bonus damage. That's one of the things that makes this hero so strong right now. And of course, the bonus minus armor is also very important because it does amplify your effectiveness in these fights. So he's able to kill off the PL there, who is going for a trade with the Tusk, ends up with 10 Death Pact damage, and gets a little bit of alone time to accelerate his own farm. And now he has 1-1-1 as his skill build. He wants to be able to roam as the bounty runes start to come up, so he's going to take Skeleton Walk at level 3. And also, this is going to allow him to, of course, increase his attack speed if he needs to burst somebody. So this gives the minus armor and the bonus damage. This allows you to trade at level 1 and kind of zone people, maybe secure range creeps if necessary. And then this is going to allow you to actually kind of play that roaming position 4 once you start to need to be able to move around the map. Speaking of moving around the map, as the 5-minute bounty runes approach, Crit eats a creep and then heads towards the mid lane to see if he can potentially set up for a kill on the Mars with the Queen of Pain. Mars is quite low. Doesn't stick around for too long because he doesn't want to waste any time, and he knows that the bounty runes are spawning, so he's going to actually loop through the mid lane and try and secure the bounty rune in the Radiant Triangle. The first item that he goes for is going to be a medallion. If he was playing core CLINKZ, he usually goes for treads, a couple of wraith bands into something either like an orchid or a desolator, but as a position 4, you want to have slightly more impact early on, and so he's going to go for a medallion, which is going to allow him to rack up another kill. And as you can see, he's being all over the map. He's kind of like a bounty hunter, or like the old support Ricky. He's just appearing, getting a kill, appearing somewhere else, getting another kill, appearing somewhere else, getting another kill. And it's just very scary to be on the map right now if you are anybody on the Radiant side. There's plus 30 damage now on CLINKZ, and huge response from the Radiant because they're so tired of dealing with this level 5 CLINKZ showing up in their lanes and murdering them. And that's the thing about this hero as a support, or really as any position. You want to be fighting constantly as CLINKZ. You're trying to build up these damage stacks, and you're just trying to make everybody afraid to play on the map. You make space for your team by making everybody fear you, and with your insane minus armor so early on in the game, you can absolutely shred enemy heroes. Unfortunately, Crit doesn't have Death Pact up here, so he misses out on 10 damage, but he does get 2 kills for his team and continues to exert extreme map control all over the Radiant side. So Crit seems to have decided that treads are the best boot to go on this hero regardless of what position you're playing. He picks them up here and continues to play hyper-active, hyper-aggressive, basically just stalking whoever he can find on Radiant and setting his team up for kills. And frankly, with the medallion so early, as well as all of his bonus damage, it's pretty straightforward. He finds somebody, his team runs at them, they get a kill, CLINKZ gets more bonus damage, and the kills just get easier and easier and easier all across the map. Another super nice thing about playing position 4 CLINKZ, or CLINKZ in general, is how good he is at taking towers. Many support players struggle with actually progressing the game, and they have to rely on their teammates to take objectives, whereas when you're playing CLINKZ, you just mow down towers for your team. Even if your team is not getting out of the jungle like they're supposed to, you're able to just take the game into your own hands and claim objectives for yourself. So here we are at 13 minutes into the game, and I just want you guys to take a quick look at something. He's got 55 Death Pact damage. So let's look in the shop for a second. Let's look at Sacred Relic. This is 60 bonus damage, 3,800 net worth required to buy Sacred Relic. So if we take CLINKZ, who has 4,000 net worth, and we add a Sacred Relic to his net worth, he is far and away the most farmed hero in this game. That's almost 8,000 net worth that Crit is carrying around right now as a position 4. So one really important thing to note about how Crit plays the position 4 CLINKZ is that he's not a solo pick-off hero, at least not yet. You can see there's no Nullifier, there's no Orchid, there's no Desolator yet. He's not able to just blow up solo heroes anywhere on the map, and so he's playing to his team. He's playing 2 objectives. He's very good at helping his team take objectives and take team fights thanks to his overwhelming damage, but he's not good at being a solo hero. And so we can see that here, that the other team shows up to take this fight, and Crit is going to help carry it with just his overwhelming damage. He's going to kill supports, he's going to help kill cores, he has minus armor to blow people up and keep his team alive, potentially with the medallion, and he's going to also be able to secure objectives once the team fights are won. So if you're running around solo, trying to solo pick off people as a position 4 Clinkz, you're probably going to run into issues. But if you're playing to your team and just giving them the extra damage that they need to snowball the game, that is where the real value lies. Now, as the game progresses, if you're having a super good game on Clinkz and you've already built up a ton of damage stacks, as we see Crit has here with 70 at 21 minutes, you can kind of just become another core. And that's sort of what's going to happen here for Crit. His team already has a pretty good amount of lockdown with the Tusk, with the Crystal Maiden. I believe the Queen of Pain has an Orchid, so Crit doesn't need to buy an Orchid. And so we're going to see him basically just go for straight damage. He has a Solar Crest. He's going to pick up a Desolator next, because why not? Just take towers faster, take Roshan faster, end of the game faster, and all of the other sort of utility has already been accounted for. Some games you probably will have to go for something like a Spirit Vessel, maybe an Orchid yourself, maybe something else. But in this game in particular, all he really has to do is provide the damage, especially since the Luna isn't having the best game ever. Another super nice thing about position 4 Clinkz is that no matter what else you have on your team, if you go for Solar Crest, you're going to be able to take Roshan with your Clinkz. And since Roshan is the key to going high ground in this harder to end the game meta that we're currently in, that's pretty important, being able to get the Aegis of the Immortal. As for ending the game, Clinkz has always been one of the best high ground siegers in Dota, and that is true even as a position 4. You can kind of just run up and hit the tower, blow it up with your super high attack speed, very high minus armor, and if the other team goes on you, they're just going on a position 4. It's not like you're sacrificing a carry to take towers and barracks. I would say that position 4 Clinkz is one of the best position 4 heroes for kind of just taking the game into your own hands. And really, if you are a very effective roamer, if you're very good at picking your spots, you can just turn this position 4 hero into a true core and straight up carry the game from the support role. But I want to know what you guys think. I want to know whether you think this is truly meta or whether it's just a silly meme being perpetuated by one of the best players in the world. Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and of course, we'll see you in another video very soon.